Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Rimworld series we are doing. We are going to take a little bit of a break from actual gameplay, and I wanted to showcase the different biomes with the Biomes Replace mod that is available. If you're interested in downloading, the link will be in the description. We will go through each of the biomes and just take a look at what the creator has changed from the vanilla Rimworld, as well as the 4 biomes that he has added. Now, just a heads up, this will be in 2 parts. I do want to take a little bit of time for each biome, go through the pros and cons, weigh out some of the things you may want to know before you pick this biome for your playthrough. But we will be doing an in-depth first impression perspective, look at each of the biomes and seeing just some pros and cons before you go into this mod, and just give you a little bit of insight before you pick your biome and end up stuck in a spot where you are absolutely miserable and don't want to play with it anymore. And so we're going to look at Tatooine first. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in more Star Wars content, this whole week will be filled with it, so make sure to hit the subscribe button, and let's just jump into these maps. Okay guys, here we have Tatooine. This biome is the replacement for the arid shrublands in your vanilla Rimworld. And so the upside, I mean, if you're familiar with the arid shrublands, it won't be that different for you. Obviously the soil fertility is one of the cons. You won't be able to grow in a lot of different areas on this map. There's also not very much trees and wood production. So again, if you're used to playing on the arid shrublands or maybe a desert biome, you would be more familiar with this kind of map and play style. But again, not that much added that is different from the base Rimworld Vanilla Edition, other than obviously the name change. And yeah, I don't have a whole lot to add on this. Like I said, well, for this version, a pro would definitely be that there are no massive trees blocking everything. But again, the cons, your normal kind of cons, not a lot of growth. Obviously, you're going to be facing a lot of heat, and the occasional Sarlacc pit. Okay guys, here we have crash landed in Mustafar. Now this is the replacement for the extreme desert biome, and so one major difference that you will notice aesthetically is that everything is black. And obviously they've done this because Mustafar, if you're not familiar with Star Wars that well, is the lava planet, and so everything is just completely charcoaled. Really nice touch. Let's just take a quick look at fertility here. I'm sure that I haven't played in the arid desert by myself, obviously, but as you can see, there is not a lot of terrain affordance at all when it comes to planting and your farm fields. And so you will be able to pick a few spots, but most of this is Mustafar rock, and you won't be able to plant on it at all by the looks of it. And so it does add a nice challenge. Let's just try and create a growing zone. Yeah, so the yellow is the only spot it seems like that is an actual growing zone. And so nice little touch with the lava rock, Mustafar rock. I do really like that. I am a big fan of it. Obviously, this is going to be a very difficult playthrough to attempt, but definitely adds some interesting elements to the game. Nice little aesthetic to look at. And yeah, so I would say pros for this map. Obviously, it looks really cool. It's very, how you would say, I guess, engaging for the Star Wars fanatic. Nice to play on a map that is so, it really places you in the element. Cons would be similar to the extreme desert biome. Not a whole lot of growing ability. This is not a very mountainous area, so again, not a lot of places you can mine into and natural resources you can acquire. So definitely a tougher map of the Biomes Replace mod, but definitely a nice touch on the small details as well. And so we will now move on to Geonosis, and we'll see what that is all about. Okay guys, this is Geonosis. As you will see, we'll just take a pause here. As you can see, this is the desert biome by vanilla Rimworld standards. Some nice little aesthetic touches upon first impression. Geonosis, if you're not familiar, this is where the massive battle in the Clone Wars happens in the second episode. There's that massive arena battle, and I'm sure if you've seen the movies, you know what I'm talking about. But so yeah, nice little aesthetic touches. Again, most of the pros and cons will be the same as the desert biome in the natural Rimworld. We will take a look at some of the custom biomes that the game has added next. On the screen will be a list of pros and cons that come with this map. Obviously, aesthetics is probably one of the biggest pros if you're a massive Star Wars fan. But yeah, we will move on to Bespin. If you're not familiar with Bespin, it is the Cloud City in Episode 5, and I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't actually seen this map yet, but interested to see what the creators' take on it has been. And so let's move on to that one. This is Bespin, and now the cool thing, this was not derived from an original biome in vanilla Rimworld, and so the cool thing about Bespin, it is the Cloud City in Star Wars Episode 5, and so as you'll notice, I cannot build anything on this map, and so what you do have to do, and this is actually going to be very challenging for anyone to try and take on this map, because you have to build these Bespin City supports, because as you can see, a flat surface that allows to build on top of Bespin's gas. And so the idea behind this map is that it is completely covered in gas, and you need to build these supports first. These supports, however, are made of steel, and it takes 12 per, and so you can imagine this is going to be quite a challenging map. But again, that is just getting into the Star Wars lore of it all. I'd imagine building up a colony on this would be extremely satisfying. Let's just take a look. So growing is also going to be a pretty big problem. Not a lot of growing area available. Most of this is just gas, and so this will be a very challenging playthrough to try. I would recommend trying it with a more advanced start and not necessarily the naked brutality or the tribes people, etc. Those kind of challenges. And so very cool biome for sure. There will be a list of pros and cons on your screen. And after this, I think we will move on to Dagobah and see what that one is all about. So here we have crash landed in Dagobah. Now this is the biome replacement for the temperate forest. I'm not noticing a whole lot of change at first impression. I will say that terrain affordance as well as fertility is very good on this map. So if you're looking for a more casual kind of run with these biomes, I would say that this is a fairly decent map to get started on. I do believe that these maps are a little bit harder to defend on, but other than that, it should be a fairly straightforward playthrough. No difficulties with this map like the other maps we have looked at. Not a whole lot to say. Again, a list of pros and cons will be on the screen. And I think we will move on. Really quick highlight on this one, but not a whole lot going for it. Not a whole lot to talk about, and so we will move on to maybe Felucia, and we'll give that one a check out and see what that is all about. This is another custom biome added by the creator. It's not derived from any of the vanilla Rimworld biomes. Felucia is a very cool map, I will say, on first impression. You do have all of these trees. The plus side is that the trees are not overbearing on your screen like some of the other maps. The plants have, all the plants that grow on this are custom built for this mod, and so really cool attention to detail on that. Past that, I will say fertility pretty decent. You're not going to struggle with growing anything on this. as well as your terrain affordance. Not too much difficulty there. There will be a list of pros and cons on your screen, and I think we will end this episode here. There are 6 or 7 other biomes to go through, but I think this episode may be extending a little longer than I would like it to. I'm trying to aim between 10 and 15 minutes for these videos, and so tomorrow I will post the second part to this, exploring the other biomes that this mod has added. There are 2 more custom biomes to go through, as well as all of the other changes that they've made to the base vanilla Rimworld biomes. And so looking forward to having you join me tomorrow for part 2 of the Biomes Replace mod in Star Wars. Thanks so much for watching. I'm itswitz, and I will catch you next time.